Okay, well, we have our solder ready to go. I've taken the lid off, and one of the things I like to do is just take a brush, stick it into the solder, into the flux, get it mixed up in here, and cut the chips into this plate right here. And it acts as a little plate. I use them all up, that way I don't have any extra solder laying around. I consume them out of here, and I'm careful that none of them fall back into the main bowl. I end up using a mayonnaise jar because it gives me a nice tight seal and it's approximately the correct height. Only thing that would make this more perfect is if this was made out of some type of non-breakable material. But I've had these mason jars for several years, and I guess they're working out just fine. Okay, I use a pair of gigantic scissors to cut this with. I'll generally clean these up just a little bit. And my pieces of solder will actually be about a 1/16 by 1/8 of an inch for this type of application. And I've got 5 pieces, so I'll just cut 5 pieces of solder. You could use snips to cut these, so just scissors work a little bit better. One thing that is important on your solder is, I don't know if it's readable, but it has the letters EZ on here. I keep my solder segregated. I keep them marked because silver solder looks just like silver, and you wouldn't want to try to solder something with a piece of silver, sterling silver, and you wouldn't want to try to solder something onto solder because it would melt into a big giant ball. It is important to keep ahead of your solder, what it is, where it is, and how much you have, those kind of things. You will find that a little bit of solder goes a very long way, so you won't have to purchase very much. Okay, take basically a paintbrush, and as you can see, there's some water in here and the rest of the flux. I'll just grab some of this flux like a little ball, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to coat all the pieces of solder and make sure that they have a coating of this flux on front and back. And it ends up basically being kind of like making mud. And in a sense, that's what this is. This is a type of sand that when you put the heat to it, it melts, just like glass. And that's what doesn't allow oxygen to get to the metal when it's being heated. I don't know if you can see that, but I've got all the bits of solder now covered with a sandy mud of the flux.